All right, I'm going to show you what a terrorist Obama smoke detector looks like. All right, pay attention. Okay, first, that right there is an internet sonar battery. It should not be in a smoke detector. A smoke detector should not have internet or sonar running through it. That means some other source operates your smoke detector. A smoke detector only should take regular batteries. It's a self-operating unit only to smell carbon and let you know that your house is on fire and beep. Just that function. No internet, no sonar. Okay. This right here is an Obama Android exclamation mark. These two levers right here are completely not needed for anything at all, other than to make you think that when you take the batteries out, that it turned off, but it doesn't turn off. It runs on this battery alone. Right here, check this part out. It says right here, it runs for 10 years. Huh, 10 years. Wow. So what would you need these two little tiny batteries for if this right here makes it run for 10 years, right? All right, let's take a look. Let's examine further. So now let me show you some more things here real quick. It says, do not paint, replace important additional marking inside battery door. Okay, first of all, this thing blinks and it shouldn't be blinking for anything other than when an alarm might go off. But even then, it doesn't need a blinking blinker. It doesn't need to blink for anything. It doesn't need to. Second of all, smoke alarms are usually up high on the ceiling and they don't get painted over. So for that to stand out and say that, it's kind of weird. It just wants you to block maybe a camera. I don't know. But anyway, let's go further. So this right here is very hard to see. Okay. This is very, very hard to see. It's that weird writing that's carved in things and you really can't see it well. So it says that, warning, it should only use AA batteries, okay, or Duracell. This says, trying to get it in for you, this is hard to do. Okay, it should only use Duracells. Okay, I think I got that recorded. All right, specified Duracell. All right. Well, these were the batteries that were in it. They're not Duracells. Huh, go figure. But when you look down here, user guide, return to Kitty for servicing. Kitty? Huh. They had the Kitty batteries in there, but it's supposed to take Duracell? Weird. And now, I found it to be very weird that this thing was placed in my, this thing was installed from a property management I don't even have. My landlord doesn't have a property management. At the time, I thought that was strange, but until now, I figured out why. They also installed some smart light connections and gave me a bunch of smart lights, which I have now unscrewed and took down. So this thing I noticed the other night was making some very strange blinking, red, dark, deep, bloody blinking blinks, light blinks. And like I said, it should only be a function to sniff. That's it. So then I noticed it was blinking out of sequence. I'm like, okay, I see. That's strange, right? That's an internet function. That's not a self-functioning unit. So I thought it was strange, and I kept seeing it blink, and I kept seeing it blink. I got up, and I came over here to turn it off, and I walk by this thing every day. I talked to myself. I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with you. I got maybe a foot away from it, it started screaming its ass off. Wah! And it started, then I set it down. I was like, oh, I left it on the wall for a second, and it made a different blink, or a different chirp, a different scream. I'm like, this thing should only have one scream, like one. It's making all types of different noises. So it knew I was going to get it off the wall. So I yanked that thing off the wall. It was screaming so loud, well, I had to throw it in the toilet. Because another thing, I was going to look in the back of it and see what's going on. But this thing was literally stuck on there. I was not able to get it off. Now, a smoke detector, when you need to change batteries, it should be very easy to take the back off and change the batteries. Not this thing. This thing was stuck on there, which I believe is one of the reasons that, you got to break it to get off. So you kind of got to break it or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter, though. I'm still telling you what's happening. So I had to throw it in the toilet, and it was still screaming even inside the water. It finally shut up. Anyway, so there was a drone at my window the other night, and I believe there was a drone when this came. But since it did scream a little bit when I went to go take it off, it ran the drone off. But I believe the internet function here and the sonar it decides if your smoke detector is going to come on or not. So last night there was a drone at my window from some of the things I've been sharing about the fraudulent licenses and the sonar hackers and all this stuff. It's a drone at my window, which I've had before. This one would not leave. It would not leave. I'm like, get that. I'm laying down, If I go to get up, it's gonna fly off. But I'm tired, and I'm just like, wow, this thing's being kind of persistent. So I just kept thinking. Because last night it was perfect because I'd already broke this thing. So now there's nothing to sniff. So I put 2 and 2 together, and I thought, well, now it's time to take another look at this. And voila, it makes sense. Makes sense. The 2 batteries, those are to fool you. This right here, those don't do nothing. It runs on this for 10 years. So this is what a terrorist smoke alarm looks like, and a terrorist thing that we're buying. Smart technology is terrorism. I'm convinced of it now because they put smart lights in my house as well. Which of all things in my house, these are not the upgrades I needed. Anyway, God bless. I'll be back.